guys, Sarah here from the Glitter Guy, and today we're going to learn how to glitter shoes. We have Jenna Rivard here to teach us how to do it.
Hi!
We've already taped off one of our shoes.
I like to use electrical tape when I do the tape because it's rubbery and it stretches and you don't have to worry about the tape bleeding like painter's tape.
I'm going to use Neverland, Poor Unfortunate Souls, and Rainbow Ice.
And I'm going to use Sun Coral, and I'm going to try a UV on the shoes for the very first time. So we're going to do the white to pink, and I'll update you guys and let you know how it turns out when I take the shoes outside too.
Of course, you need your art glitter, clear dry fabric adhesive, paintbrushes, your electrical tape, and some cups.
Yep. So the first thing you're going to do is tape off your shoe, and I'm using a Converse, Chuck Taylor, whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to do this, it's okay because you can go back and peel it off, but this just helps you get nice clean lines. And again, I use electrical tape just because it spreads out really nicely.
I find electrical tape to be really easy to work with.
I think you get really clean lines, but for the shoes, the great thing is it stretches and it's flexible, and it takes the curve shape if you need it to.
If we don't tape these shoes off correctly, is there a way to go in and fix it afterwards?
Yeah, you can go in with your tweezers or a sharp tool like this. Also, I've noticed, same with as with cups, and a little bit of alcohol or acetone kind of helps loosen it up. Cool. Because it does stick to the rubber. Even though it's a fabric glue, you can get it to stick to the rubber. As I've tested before on the top of the toes of the shoes. But if you want to get it off, you can. And I don't tape off or do anything to the eyelets because I just go over them, and once it's dry, I just take my nail or one of these tools and peel it right off. And you don't have to be perfect. The shoes I have on today, I did not tape, and nobody would notice it if I did not point it out. If it's not going to a customer, you know, and you just want to
glitter your shoes real quick,
have at it. I don't always tape when I'm doing for my child or myself. We kind of all tend to take those shortcuts.
Yep.
All right, so to start, you're going to use the art glitter glue. I don't put a ton in at a time. I usually use like a cup or a medicine, whatever you want to use. I actually use plastic paint bowls like that you can use for painting because I can reuse them. When this dries, you can just peel it right out. So today we're just using little cups. So just refill it as you need it.
Before we actually got fabric glue at the Glitter Guy, we actually had Jenna test many different brands of fabric glue before we decided which ones we were going to carry for you guys.
Yeah, it's water-based, so it's not super stiff and hard. One of the reasons I actually tested this brand was because I saw it used on a t-shirt. People have put stencils on shirts and used their heat press to get it to go in, and you can wash it and you can wear it in the rain and you can wear it in the snow.
So I'm just going to put glue on this, and then I'm just going to put glitter on this, right?
Yeah, so your shoe has sections, so if you want to do the sections, it's easier.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start just with this little white section here and go there, and you just paint it as if you were painting your cup.
And I want it to be a nice thin layer, right?
Yeah, you want it to be thin enough that it's not going to chunk, but also enough that it's going to adhere. I don't know how close. So if you look, for instance, with the canvas, you can kind of tell the difference between where the glue has set on the shoe and where it has not.
Does this glue doesn't dry that fast, right?
No, I was just about to say that. I prefer to work in small sections just because, especially with the way that you're drying it and heat setting it, it makes it easier to do, and you're kind of going back and reheating sections over, which helps. Again, I'm not being super careful around the eyelets. I'm trying to do a little bit of a nicer job since I'm doing it on camera. It's nice when the shoes have different seams because you can kind of section it off by that. And then you're going to sprinkle the glitter on, shake it off, and then take your blow dryer or your heat gun I prefer a blow dryer and spray it. Everybody always asks me how I sealed it. I don't seal it. You don't need to seal it. And you want to put, just like with cups, you want to put a generous amount on, and it'll, whatever will stick, will stick.
So I want to do the drying right when I'm done my sections.
Yes, I do it section by section.
Cool.
And I like to use a blow dryer that has a nozzle because it concentrates the heat where you need it. So I'm just going to start drying my section while you're kind of painting a little bit. This is a nice relaxing project. And you don't have to do the full heat all at one time either. It's just nice to get that nice burst of heat, and then you can go back and forth.
How many seconds should I do this for?
I usually count to about 60, and ultimately you want to make sure that each section has about 5 minutes total of heat before you kind of call it a day. But if you're doing multiple, you know, hits at it, or you're doing 2 sections,
I can dry it in between sections.
Yeah. And you don't have to do it all at once either. When it comes to the edges too, like right here, I like to line it across the edge that's going to show, but not super on the inside. It's not itchy if it does get on the inside, it's fine, but really you don't need to worry about that.
How long do I have to wait for my second coat if I need a second coat?
If you do the heat set and you have a good heat set, you can go right over it. So I usually do the whole shoe, go to the next shoe, and then come back and do the second coat. I've used your glitter to cover a completely different color shoe, and it's been amazing. So even see here, I'm not gonna do this whole section right now. I'm gonna kind of give myself a stopping point, do some glitter, and then do some drying so that I can also hit that first section with the residual heat. And if you're doing 2 colors and you get some on your other color, it's okay. Maybe think about fully drying that color before you're going to add right next to each other. You're going to notice when you look at the side of the glue bottle too, that it says you can apply the glue and let it dry for 4 to 5 hours, and then preheat an oven to 300 degrees. And then once it's preheated, turn it off and put your item inside and let it cool down.
It seems you have more control over it too,
where the heat's going.
And if you need a little extra heat somewhere.
Exactly. And once you get a section that's pretty dry with the blow dryer, you will be able to feel the difference between the glitter that is set and dry and the glitter that's still wet.
If I let this sit and forget about it, can I heat set it later and it'll seal the same?
Yep. And then I do like to, I mean, if you're in a rush, it's one thing, and I totally have done it. I literally have finished a pair of shoes at 4 o'clock in the morning and sent my daughter to school at 8 o'clock with them on. If you're in a rush, it's fine, but I do like to, after I'm done, let sit for 24 hours as well. But I think it's great that you don't have to seal with anything, and they're heat set and they're waterproof, and theoretically you should be able to throw them in the washing machine. I have not thrown any of ours in, and I'm not sure about any of my customers. So now I'm just gonna go around and dry the whole shoe, make sure I get about 5 minutes on it on high heat, and then we are gonna come back and show you what it looks like when it's done. So now that we're all done, we have set the glitter. We've given each section about 5 minutes of heat. I like to kind of just overall, then we can remove our tape. This is the fun part. Even if your tape did get a little messy or you didn't use the tape, but look how nice that looks. Look at that. It's so fun. So then after you remove all the tape, I suggest to just set the shoes down in a nice, you know, not super cold, not super hot place, and let them sit for 24 hours. And then after that, you can take them outside and clap the bottoms of them together or whatever. You can take a nice loose brush and brush all the looseness off. And you don't have to seal it or anything. And I will say that in the beginning, there might be a little bit of shed. Obviously it's glitter, we're pouring loose glitter on something, but once that little bit comes off, then you're good to go. I've worn them in puddles, I've worn them in snow. The glue does say you can actually wash it and dry it. And I've tested it on a pair of jeans. I showed Sarah the pictures and it hasn't gone anywhere. The next step is after the 24 hours, I am going to put the laces in. At that point, I will go and just kind of scrape off whatever is stuck on the eyelet. If you look here, it comes off very easily. It's like a nice little stickiness, and that's also another relaxing part. If you don't want to do that, you can be more careful about covering them, or you can just leave them covered and let your laces do the work.
Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, you can get the glue and the glitter that we used here right on our website, theglitterguy.com. And I just want to thank Jenna again for coming out and showing us how to glitter shoes.
Well, thank you for having me. I've been very excited. Bye, guys.